What if I told you that NASA found a planet more habitable than Earth, and then something went terribly wrong? In 2015, scientists discovered a rocky world sitting 1,200 light-years away in the constellation Lyra. This planet scored higher on the habitability scale than Earth itself. The headlines exploded, "More habitable than Earth found." People started dreaming about humanity's second home, but here's what nobody told you. There was a warning buried deep in the science, a warning that should have stopped everything immediately. Just months later, astronomers discovered something terrifying about its sister planet, and that discovery should have made us question everything about Kepler-442b, but instead we kept celebrating. For 10 years, the red flags piled up, and we ignored every single one. What really happened to humanity's greatest cosmic hope? Stay with me, because the truth will shock you. So let me take you back to March 2009, when NASA launched something that would change everything. It was called the Kepler Space Telescope, and it had one job: find Earth's twin. For 6 years, this telescope stared at 150,000 stars without blinking. It was hunting for a tiny dimming when a planet crosses in front of its star. Imagine spotting a firefly crossing a streetlight from miles away. That's how precise Kepler was, and it worked beyond anyone's imagination. Kepler found over 2,700 planets, proving Earth-sized worlds exist everywhere. But here's what nobody mentioned. Kepler could find planets, but couldn't tell us if they could support life. That important difference would soon be forgotten, because on January 6, 2015, NASA would announce 2 planets that seemed too perfect to be real. So the big day finally arrived, and NASA called a press conference that made history. They confirmed their 1,000th exoplanet, but 2 planets stole all the attention. Kepler-438b and Kepler-442b, both rocky worlds sitting 1,200 light-years away, and Kepler-442b looked too perfect to be real. It was 1.34 times the size of Earth, with a 97% chance of being rocky. It sat right inside the habitable zone, where liquid water could exist. For everyone wondering, are we alone? This felt like our answer. But here's the problem. Scientists said they couldn't confirm if it had an atmosphere or magnetic field. Those warnings got buried in technical papers. Headlines screamed about Earth's twin. Nobody asked hard questions. Then a new habitability score was introduced, and everything got worse. Then came the number that changed everything. Researchers created a new habitability index, measuring size, temperature, and orbital characteristics. When they tested Kepler-442b, it scored 0.836, slightly higher than Earth's 0.829. Headlines exploded everywhere: "Planet more habitable than Earth found." And the world fell in love with a planet they would never see. Think about what that meant to people. A world better for life than our own home. It was intoxicating hope. But here's what nobody reported. The scientists who created this score said it does not mean any planet is more habitable than Earth. The index measured conditions for study, not actual life-supporting ability. But that warning got completely ignored. Because planet better than Earth was just too good a headline to ruin with facts. And then, just months later, something terrifying happened to Kepler-442b's sister planet. Just 10 months after the big celebration, the nightmare began. Astronomers at the University of Warwick discovered something terrifying about Kepler-438b. This superhabitable planet was being destroyed by its own star. Massive superflares, 10 times stronger than anything our sun ever produced, were hitting it every few months. These radiation blasts were stripping away its atmosphere completely. The planet had become a sterile, irradiated wasteland where nothing could survive. Imagine celebrating your dream home, then discovering it sits next to a volcano that erupts constantly. That's exactly what happened with Kepler-438b. Now here's what should have scared everyone. Kepler-438b and Kepler-442b were announced together as twin discoveries. If one twin was dying, shouldn't we question the other? But somehow Kepler-442b's reputation stayed untouched, and the warnings about K-type stars were about to get much worse. Now, defenders of Kepler-442b had one argument left. They said its star was a K-type orange dwarf, much calmer than those dangerous red dwarfs. But then came the 2016 studies, and that hope started crumbling too. Scientists found that K-type stars still produce flares and radiation bursts. These blasts could destroy up to 90% of a planet's protective ozone layer. Without that ozone, deadly radiation would reach the surface directly. And here's the frustrating part. We had no way to measure Kepler-442's actual activity from 1,200 light-years away. The star could be calm, or it could be slowly killing its planet right now. We simply couldn't tell. Our Sun is a G-type yellow dwarf, hotter, more stable, and much rarer than K-types. Maybe Earth-like planets are far more special than we thought. But the worst discovery was still coming, one that would change everything about Kepler-442b. Now here's something that will shock you. After all the headlines and celebrations, we know almost nothing about Kepler-442b. Scientists have openly admitted they cannot determine its atmospheric composition. The planet is simply too far away. We don't know if it has an atmosphere. It could be a barren rock like Mars. We don't know if it has a magnetic field to protect it from radiation. We don't even know if liquid water can exist there. All those hopeful articles about Earth's twin? Built on mathematical guesses, not real observations. Imagine buying a house from satellite photos alone. No inspection, no walkthrough, nothing. That's our understanding of Kepler-442b. The planet that scored higher than Earth might not even have the basic features that score assumed. Here's the truth we ignored for 11 years. Kepler-442b is just a dimming light, suggesting a planet that might be habitable if everything aligns perfectly, but we have no proof of anything. We wanted a second Earth so badly that we declared victory before checking if we actually won. The real story isn't about a planet, it's about us, our desperate need to believe we're not alone. Somewhere out there, Kepler-442b keeps orbiting, completely indifferent to our hopes. Will we learn from this or repeat the same mistake again? Kepler-442b became a canvas for everything we wanted to find out there. For 11 years, warnings piled up, and we ignored them all. This story isn't about dismissing hope. It's about knowing the difference between belief and evidence. If this video opened your eyes, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Now tell me in the comments, did you know about these warnings before? And do you think we'll learn from this or make the same mistake again?